Right, let's start today's session. In the last session of .NET, we were discussed just introduction. We completed, and today I'm going to start with the C# .NET introduction and coding part of programs. Okay. So first, let's start C# .NET introduction. Just few minutes, I would like to tell about C#. Then we'll start creating programs using C# .NET with the .NET framework as well as with the .NET core concept. Okay. Yes. So first of all, as I said that C# .NET is a programming language. What is C# .NET? C# .NET is a programming language, we can say that. So which is used to write logic part for the application development. Logic part for the application development, we can say that. C# .NET is a programming language which is used to write logic part for the application development. It is logic, complete logic. .NET logics we are going to write using C# .NET programming language only. So C# .NET is what type of programming language? C# .NET is a general purpose, high level, object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language. It is a general purpose. That means general purpose means what? Using C# .NET, we can develop any type of application. It's not designed for specific purpose, specific application purpose, not designed. It is designed for general applications. We can develop console application, we can develop Windows Forms, we can develop web application, gaming application, and network programming, and so on. So that's what we can say. It is a general purpose programming language. And it is high level programming language also. High level means it's a programmer friendly language. That means as a programmer, low level activities purpose like security and memory management purpose, we need not to write any logic code. Explicitly, we are not going to write any code. Okay, it's completely high level programming language. And it is completely object oriented programming. Okay, object oriented programming, yes, if it is object oriented, there is a lot of advantages. What are the advantages? Like security, reusability, and application enhancement. These are benefits available using object oriented. C# .NET is purely object oriented. It supports like encapsulation feature, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction, okay, and everything. Next, security is main concern. If your programming language is object oriented, security will be more. And also reusability is more possibility. Reusability means once we write logic code, we can able to reuse into other applications. Reusability is possible. And application enhancement. For example, you have prepared logic part for existing application. If client wants to extend their logic by providing services to their customers, then we can extend the logic by using this object oriented only. Next, here, most important point is C# .NET is a case-sensitive programming language. Case-sensitive programming language means what? How the way you declare variables, function names, class names, same way you have to access. Okay, for example, a value 100. How to access a? Okay, suppose console.writeLine. What is console.writeLine? I will tell you in this session. This is output statement. We have to use like this only. This is write process. Because we declare a variable int a equals to 100. A is small letter, but you're trying to access in small letter only. If you try to access in capital letter, it will give error. Why? Because it is a case-sensitive programming language. C#.NET is a case-sensitive programming language. What cases you are using while declaring variables and class name and function name, same way how to access. In different way, it's not possible to access. That is the case. Okay, this is very important point. Next, I'm trying to show you in C#.NET first and foremost important application I'm going to discuss, that is console application. What application? Console application I'm going to discuss. What is console application here? See, for every C# .NET programmer must and should aware of console application programs, because these are the basic programming pattern in C# .NET. So I'm going to cover C# .NET syllabus, maximum 50 to 60% of the syllabus of C# .NET only I'll cover with console application, because exception handling, object-oriented features like encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, okay, and the next console basic programs, control statements, operators, data types, okay, functions, constructors, destructors, so many concepts I'm going to cover in console application. This is the main base of to become a good programmer in .NET. So you should not ignore this console application. So later we'll go for Windows forms like designing, and also ASP.NET web applications. Even though when we go to ASP.NET web applications, behind the scenes of web applications, you have to write logic part, console application code only. That means C# logic only how to write over there. So what is console application here? Console application is a standalone or desktop application. Standalone or desktop application. Standalone or desktop application means what? The application once we implement, in which mission you are going to install, on that particular mission only it is going to be work. It is not a distributed applications like web application. We cannot able to share the data from one location to another location. So that is console application. Console application is a standalone or desktop application. In console application, and just wait, console application programs are just like C++ programs, just like C++ programs. How we write C++ programs and execute in command prompt, same way console programs also just like. And in console application, console is a class. What is this? Console is a class. What class it is? Built-in class. Built-in class. By default, when we install Visual Studio software, you will get the .NET Framework and the .NET Core option also there. Anyone you can choose it while writing code. I will show you both the ways in this session. But in console application, console is a class. Console class is a built-in class. Console is a class which is used to what purpose we are going to use this console class, which is used to work with input and output stream. If you are going to work with input and output stream concept, input and output stream means if you are going to give input values to the application, then we have to use console class. Or you are going to get the values from the application, that means output, then we are going to use console class. Console class is compulsory. Okay. But here, console class, it's a built-in class, I said. Console class is present. Console class is present in system namespace. What namespace it is present? System namespace. Namespace is nothing but like header files. In our terminology, I'm saying namespace is nothing but header files. How C language, C++ programmers will use header files. Same in .NET programming, we use namespace. Console class is present in system namespace. If you don't include system namespace in the header section, console class will not work out. If you don't use console class in your program, you can't able to give input values to your program, or you can't able to output values from your program. It's not possible. But console class is having method. Okay, console class is having methods. What methods? Console class is having methods. What methods? These are the built-in methods. Write method, write line method, write line method. This is the case sensitive. That's what I'm taking L capital. But no worries about case sensitive while writing code, because Visual Studio itself will recommend you where capital, where small. You have to follow the Visual Studio only. Okay. But if you ignore the Visual Studio while writing the code, again you will be get trouble because due to case sensitive levels. W capital, L capital here. And read method is there here. And read line method is there. Read line method. Okay, write line. read line. Okay, these four methods are most important built-in methods which are associated with console class. So write line methods are output methods. Output method means if you want to display output statements to the end user onto the screen, then we use write line method. Difference between write line method is what? Write method is used to display statements onto the screen within the same line, whereas write line method is used to display statements onto the screen line by line. That means next line. For example, you can see if I write console.write method I'm taking console.write. So I'm just saying hello. Again, I'm taking console.write. Okay, console.write. Hello, Durgasoft I'm taking. DURGSOFT Durgasoft. This is my statement. Output, how it will be displayed, output. Hello is present in one line. Hello is present in same line. Durgasoft also is present in same line. Why? Because we have written write methods only. Write method is used to display your output statements within the same line only. Whereas write line, if I take write line here and immediately after hello display, it will jump into next line. Durgasoft is moved to next line only. Because we are using write line here. Write line is nothing but similar to /n. /n. Either you can use write line or we can use here after hello, you can use /n also. Both will be same. /n means new line, escape sequences. Okay, yes. So this is the difference between write and write line. Only this is output statements. Output means what you want to display to the end user in the window, in the output window. That is write line. I will tell you practically also, just wait a few minutes. And what about read line methods? Read line methods are input methods. Not only output, you are going to always, you should give the input values to the application. Input values means what? Yes, I'm going to give input values. Suppose when we execute our program, if your program is asking, please enter some values, means you have to give your inputs. Whenever we are going to give inputs, that input values you have to give. Input values means input values to the application, end user inputs. At runtime, what values are going to enter? That is input values. For example, I'm asking through my program, enter your name. Okay, what I'm asking, enter your name. So I have to enter my name like Mohan. This is my input because as an end user, I'm giving my input to my application. So this Mohan is a name. This name is entered by the user. This name should read by the application. To read the application, then we use read method or read line method. If I use read method, it will read what actually single character or next character. Read method will read single character or next character. M, next after O, next after H, next after A, next after N. Like one by one character is going to read by using read method. Whereas read line method is used to read group of characters. Group of character means whole total characters at a time it will read. Okay. Read method will read single character or next character. Read line method will read group of characters. Group of character means whole characters at a time it will read. And read method return type is what? Integer. In interview they'll ask what is the return type of read method? Integer. Why return type of read method is integer? Because read method will read single character M, but directly character will not read. M character will not read. It's ASCII value it will read. What it will read? ASCII value of the character. Always ASCII value of the character is what actually integer type only. Okay, that's what return type of read method is integer. Whereas read line method return type is what string. Why it is string? Because read line method will read group of characters. Group of character means what? Whole characters at a time it will read. That is group of characters. Move on, we can say that. All group of character is called string only. So return type of read method is integer because read method will read ASCII value of the character. ASCII value of the character is every ASCII value is an integer type. So that's what read method will return int only. Read line method will return what? String only. String type means all characters at a time it will read. So this is what? Input purpose. Read line methods are used to give input values to your application. Right line methods are used to display output statement, outputs values into the end user. This is the thing. So this is the basic introduction of C# .NET with console application. Now let me close this. I will share the documentation, no worries at all. Clear documentation I have. Now it's time to open what we can say uh, Google. So I strongly recommend before going to start writing program. Okay, I need to create console application, but to create console application, we need Visual Studio Editor is required. Yes, Visual Studio Editor is required. But how to download and Visual Studio? Yes, you can see this. Download Visual Studio 2019 I'm taking. And after that, you can see here 2022 also preview is there. Okay, 2019. But here I'm going to do download Visual Studio 2019. Now you can see 2019. This is not the link. Let me go back. And this is only. Now observe here 2022 is there, release. Okay. But this is not sure. It is not a full version or any version profession. All versions are available. But I have not tried so far this Visual Studio 2022. In recent days only this is available right now. But for sure that in our coming sessions, like in the middle of the session, I'll try with the Visual Studio 2022 also. Okay, editor environment version is different, but concepts are same. But what new things are there, we will discuss. And as of now, I'm going to tell you Visual Studio 2019 only. I have in my computer Visual Studio 2019. So if you want to go for Visual Studio 2019, now you can see Visual Studio 2019. You can click on it, and now you can see Visual Studio 2019 versions. That also community version, okay, professional version, and the Visual Studio community version. This I strongly recommend. You can click on this download and install. Once you click on download, you will get downloadable file, executable file of Visual Studio 2019. You just try to install it. Okay, simple. But even if you don't know install, then simply you can go to YouTube and steps to install Visual Studio 2019. You can search it. You will find somewhere right way to installation. But it is very simple to install. In case still if you are facing any problem while installation of Visual Studio, please let me know that I will assist you how to install and download and install Visual Studio 2019. So how to open Visual Studio 2019 software after successful installation? Go to search and type Visual Studio VIS. Now you can see Visual Studio 2019 is available. This is, you just click on it. Once we click on it, I'm going to show you two possible ways to create console application. As I said this, one is using .NET Framework, one is using .NET Core platform. So differences you can observe here. Slight differences are there, but conceptually same. But Core is mainly useful in ASP.NET actually. Core, okay. So Core library can be useful in ASP.NET mainly. We will discuss what are the variations of ASP.NET Framework, ASP.NET with the .NET Framework, ASP.NET with Core. What are the differences? There I can able to show you more differences. But here also I'll show you, just observe here. First you have to, when we open Visual Studio 2019, you will get this dialog box. And you can see recently whatever I have worked for my previous batches, all available in the recent list only. This is the recent list. And I don't want to go with recent list. I want to click on create new project. Now you can see this is the create new project here. Okay, click on new project. Immediately it will ask you to select some options here. So what options? You should have the uh, clear idea to select which option. Here my programming language is what's C#.NET. I'm selecting languages C#.NET. On which platform you are going to run? Yes, I have only Windows operating system. My platform is Windows only. And which type of application you are going to creating? Console application. So I'm going to select console application. Now, as soon as when we select console application, you can see there are two options are available. Console application, a project for creating a command line application. Yes, console applications will provide CUI facilities only. Command user interface or character user interface. As I said that console application programs are just like C++ programs that can run on .NET Core on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. Okay, this is platform independent application which can be run on any operating system. But whenever I'm going to select console app .NET Framework template, which is only for Windows, First of all, I want to show you this. Next, immediately I will show you this. So differences you can observe here. Okay, you have to know as a programmer using framework, using core framework. What is the difference? You will see. First, let me select this console app.NET framework. I'm going to click on next. After that, it will ask you to choose your project name. Yes, I'm going to select my project name console app one only. If you want, you can change the name, but make sure that the location you can able to select the clearly easy access location you have to select. But every time I need not to go to users, Lenovo source reports like this one. So let me click on ellipse button. I want to change the location. So what is my location? I'm going to change the location in G drive only. Okay, or else we can go for not G drive, E drive. I'm going. In E drive, I'm going to select one folder. I'm going to prepare one new folder in E drive. Now folder name is what actually? C sharp.net. C sharp at 10 a.m. I'm taking. This is my folder name. Okay. And I'm selecting this folder. Let's click on OK. Now you can see framework version .NET framework 4.7.2. There are so many versions are there. Yes, 4.7.2. This is the latest version. And for .NET framework only. Console app with the .NET framework. If we choose core framework, that is different version. I will tell you what are the core framework immediately. After that, click on create. Once we click on create, you can see. Once you click on create, this is the basic structure of console program will come now. Now you are going to get basic structure of console program. So this is the basic structure of console program. So using system.collections.generic, using system.link, using system.text, using system.threading.tasks. Okay, this is what completely namespaces or libraries or header files you can say. So this by default it will come. And this is our own namespace console application. One is a namespace name and class. By default, when we create a console application for the first time, you will get a one program that is class name program by default. This is an entry point static void main m capital string square bracket args. It is a command line argument. So this string square brackets args is a command line argument. So by default in the console application, whatever you are going to give input values at running time, that will be treated as a string only. So you have to be convert from string to integer or string to other data types. That is different case. That is typecasting. You have to do that. But by default, whenever we give input values at runtime for the console application, that will be treated as what format? String format. Okay. So this is basic structure of program. But just observe here in this Visual Studio environment, I have to introduce some windows also, important windows. So right hand side, you can see there is a solution explorer is there. You just click over there, it will come solution explorer. This solution explorer is very important. Always we used to manage our application and project and C sharp.NET program files, everything you can able to manage from here only. Now you can see by default when we create console application, one class is coming, that is class name is program.cs. .cs is indicates C sharp extension because every C sharp.NET file is having an extension by default, that is CS extension only. So this is solution explorer. And you can add any number of classes to this application also. I will tell you how to add the classes. Okay. Then next to what here left hand side, there is a toolbox option is there. Right now, there is no controls available in toolbox. When controls will available, like controls means what? Labels, text boxes, buttons, check boxes, radio buttons, list boxes, and so on. But this is not a GUI application, no? Console application is not a GUI application. It is a command user interface, character user interface application. That's what here we are not able to show you. We are not able to show any controls. But when it comes to Windows Forms application and ASP.NET Web application, so you will find a lot of controls here in the toolbox. Okay, yes, that is. And let's go to Server Explorer window is there. One more window. This Server Explorer is right now it's not useful for us. Later, whenever we connect from Visual Studio to SQL Server database, storage purpose or reading the data from database purpose, we have to establish the connection from here only. Okay, from here to there, we have to make the established connection. Server Explorer at that time I will use. So I want to write simple code here in this main method. So as I said that static void main method is an entry point of the program. Entry point means the program which will execute from where onwards, entry point onwards. So I'm going to write very simple program. Console is a class. I'm typing just a console, observe here, CONSOLE, console. As soon as whenever I type console, immediately some IntelliSense is coming. This is IntelliSense. So programmer is going to type something, what he is going to expecting, then immediately it will capture and present in IntelliSense. So once your required methods or required classes are present in IntelliSense, you need not to keep on typing, just press enter, from there it will capture. After that you can type WR. Just I type WR, immediately you can see W write and write line methods, both are there. Which one you want, you can use, you can import that and write something like this, hello. After that, semicolon, end of the statement. Next statement, I'm writing console.write. Now you can say hello, Durgasoft, I'm taking. That's all. So this is my simple code. I want to compile this code. Compile means what? Yes, before going to execute, you have to check for errors with compilation. Or else compilation and running at a time, if you want, you can do it by pressing start key here. Start button is there, or else from your keyboard F5, we have to press F5. When we hit F5 button from your keyboard, automatically it will compile and execute. But if you don't want to both at a time, if you want to compile once, compilation means build. Build in .NET, compilation means build. You can go to build menu of Visual Studio, build console app 1. So you are compiling your application, but any errors are there, you will get errors. But there is no errors means you can see here left hand side, bottom corner, build started. If there is no error, build is succeeded, it is showing. So successfully compiled. Then you can start run. I'm going to start run by clicking on start. Green color arrow mark is there here. Or else press F5 button from your keyboard. But look at here, as soon as when we hit start button, so it's going to display output, but it is going to exit automatically. Yes or no? It's coming and exit. Because here your output window is not going to stay back properly. To make output window stay back permanently, I strongly recommend here console.read method you have to use. This read method is used to keep on read your statements and making output window is permanently stay back until you close that window. Now you can see hello Durgasoft is present here. Output window is coming here. But it look like small size font. If you want to increase the font size, you just click on this and icon and go to properties, and font option is there. 24 font I'm taking. Layout also I'm going to reducing, suppose 90. Width I'm taking, height is I'm taking 20 only. This I want to adjust my window height and width. Now observe here, hello Durgasoft is present in same line only. Okay, cursor also blinking in same line. So this is because of write method only. If I go with write line method, okay, write line method I'm using, write line. Now, write line method only for first statement I'm giving. That's enough. First statement is enough because hello is present in one line and Durgasoft is present in second line. But after Durgasoft, only cursor is blinking here. Okay. Even if we give write line method here also, cursor is moved to next line only. If you have next statement, that will display into next statement. Cursor is blinking here on. Hello is one line, Durgasoft is another line. And as I said that either you can use write line or else you can go for write statement inside slash n also. This is also same. Write with slash n is equal to write line only. So now you can see we will get same output here. Hello, Durga sir. Okay, this is the case. So if we have any errors, for example, I'm not going to use semicolon here. I use semicolon. Let me go for compilation now. Build and compile. Now you can see compilation. Build failed is there. Failed means something errors. And let's go to error list. Now error list are here available. Expected is there. Expected means something is there here wrong. Double click on it. So what it is expecting, this is semicolon is expecting. Let's run this one. We are getting this one over here. Okay, this is the way to compile and run this. But only one program I have added. So now you can see in my console application, only one program is there. That is default program, program.cs. If you want to add one more program, one more class, yes, every class is there. This is the class. If you want to add one more class, yes, how to add it, I will tell you. But before that, observe here. As I said that console is what actually class. What class? Built-in class, which is used to work with input and output. But console class is present in which namespace? System namespace. Here, all namespaces are not in active mode. Only one is in active mode because the reason is I'm using in my program console class. But if I comment this, yes, how to do this comment? Okay, don't remove any statements if you want. Okay, so comment it only. Place the cursor in which line you want to comment. There is a in the Visual Studio settings, you can see commented out selected lines is there. Or else if you want, you can go to shortcut option Control plus E comma C. Okay, this is comment. Then you can see it is commented. Or else you can use double slash before line. Whenever I just give the comment, what is the reaction? You can see console class is showing error. The name console does not exist in the current context. Now let's run this one. It will give errors. Yes, what error? There were a build errors. Build errors means compilation errors. Would you like to continue and run the last successful build? Means it is asking, do you want to continue with run and last successful build means last compilation? Yes means it will show last output and it will show error. No means it will show only errors available in error list. Now you can see the name console does not exist in the current context. This name is not available here, current context, console here. Okay, this is the case. But here, even though if you don't include using system namespace, at least you can give system here also, system dot something like this. Here I'm taking system dot, and here I'm taking system dot. So this will work out, sir, no problem. But it is not recommend because how many lines you have, each and every line should have system dot like that one. But this is not good practice in reality. Better to give only one namespace. So that namespace is enough to handle with this console class clearly. Okay, this is, you can uncomment. Uncomment how to do? Again, place the cursor on that line, which line you want to comment, uncomment. Then there is uncommented option is there icon that you can click on it. So comment is there, uncomment is there. Okay, total program you want to comment, select this comment. Okay, again uncomment like this. So this is the case comment section. And next I want to show you how to add extra class. That means one more class I want to add it. How to add it? I want to add one more class here. So how to add it one more class here? Let me show you how to add one more class. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, okay, no problem. Now I'm going to show you steps to add class. We have only one class by default class program, but I would like to show you how to add one more class. There are so many different ways to add class. Observe here. Go to Solution Explorer. Right click on your application name is Console App 1. Right click on it. Go to add. There is an add option is there. Click on new item or else click on class. Any option you can select. Click on new item or click on class. If you click on class directly, you will get class template. I can see class template directly. Or else if you right click on console app and go to add and click on new item, then you have to select the console template here. Class template you have to select. And you can click on add. But while giving the class name, you can choose this name, any name with .cs extension. Right now, class1.cs is there, but you can select any name also, no problem. Add class. But I'm not adding this way. So I would like to show you another way to add the class. How to add the class? So go to project menu here. There is a project menu, main menu, and there is a add class option is there, template, add class. Once we click on add class, now you can see class template I'm selecting, class1.cs is there. Now click on add it. This is very simple way. We have added successfully another class. But notice that whenever we add a new class here, these classes don't have any entry point. But previously, while creating console application along with program name and one static void main method entry point available already. But whenever we add a new class to the existing console application, static void main will not be there. You have to add it by your own. Now you can say static space, void space, M capital, main, open and close. As I said that here string square bracket args is optional, I said. Okay, this is optional, not compulsory required. But this is the way to add main method. But there is a shortcut way to add main method. Shortcut. What is the shortcut? Simply type svm, S for static, V for void, M for main. Double time you can press tab key. So I'm taking static space, white space, main string square bracket or. So once again, I'm telling svm you have to type static void main. 2 times you can press tab key from your keyboard. So automatically you will get main method. And for a change, I'm writing one more console program, just console.writeLine. So I'm taking welcome to DurgaSoft. I'm taking welcome to DurgaSoft. So stay back to our screen, console dot what I'm taking read out. Now observe here, I have two classes in my program, in my application, class 1 and program.cs. But whenever I execute directly, you will get an error. What error? Compilation error. What is the compilation error? You can see a compilation error is this is program has more than one entry point defined. Okay, compile with main to specify the type that contains the entry point. So it says that programs as having more than one entry point because this program is having one main entry point and class1.cs also one entry point. So runtime will get confused, ambiguity. Which program, which main method and what should I execute? So to avoid this, as a programmer, you should say clearly to the runtime to start execution from which main method, this main method or this program main method. That process is called changing startup object. Startup object means you have to decide from which program onwards you would like to start. Okay, what are the startup object steps here? Go to Solution Explorer, double click on properties, double click on properties here. Okay, double click on properties. Once you double click on properties, you can observe here there is a startup object drop down list is there. Startup object drop down list. So you can expand this and you can see your application, how many programs are there, that many program list is available. That you have to select. Which program do you like to run? Class 1 I want to run. And after changing this, you must and should save this. Don't forget to change the saving. Click on save it and then run it. Once you run it, you can say welcome to DurgaSoft, class 1 is executed. Later, if you want to change your program name, program only I want to execute, change the name and save it and run it. Now you'll be able to see this previous program is going to run. So like this, you can add any number of classes to your application. But only the thing is every time you have to change startup object while coming to here and save it and run this. I'm saving it again class 1 and run it. So this is your application is having so many class. Which class you want to run, that class you have to particularly select in the startup object option, then you can select it. Okay, so this is the way to handle with console application with classes and all. Let me close this complete window. Again, one more time, I'm going to open Visual Studio. Why? Because this time I want to show you same application with .NET Core. What changes are there? You can see this. Okay, I'll continue with the .NET Core only. Now create new project. Create new project template. Now you can see here I'm selecting, my options are very clear here. C#.NET language is programming language. C#.NET is programming language only I'm selecting. Windows is platform. But you can see C#.NET programming language, Windows platform, but here console application. But now I'm going to select, this is not, this is already we discussed. Now I'm selecting this console application, which application run on .NET Core platform. Click on next. Console application 2, which is run on .NET, what we can say, Core. Then let's click on next. Once we click on next, it will ask you target framework. Now you can see .NET Core framework is 5.0. Now previous framework .NET Core 3.1, .NET Core 2.1, .NET 5.0 is the latest core framework it is. Click on create. Once I create, that look and feel you can observe here. Some difference will be there. Programming pattern is same, but changing startup object, running options are slightly different. Even to stay back our screen, console.read is not required here. Directly it will stay back your screen permanently. I'll show you just wait. This is .NET Core through I am selecting. Now you can see by default they are giving one program, console.writeLine hello world program they are giving. But in previous framework they have not given any program. Just you can run it here. To run this directly you can click on it. Okay, click on it. Once we click on it, it will run hello world program here. But there is no console.read method to stay back our screen. But when I use .NET Framework software, I have to use compulsory console.read statement for stayback output screen, but here it is not required. Automatically, you will get an output here with the built-in text. Now you can see which is running hello world is your program. Okay, this is automatically close the console while debugging application. Some tools option is there. This is the program. But here you can add same style. You can add one more class also. How to add one more class? Go to Solution Explorer, right click on console application 2, go to add new item, and I'm selecting here class template and class 1.cs adding. Now here, now you can see class 1 is adding. If you want to add static void main, you can type static void main. I'm writing console.writeLine. Here also I'm writing just a hello I'm taking. Hello Durga Soft. Hello Durga Soft I'm writing. But no need to write any console.read statement here. Okay, did I use any read statement? No. But now you can see how to change startup object here. In previous programs in the .NET framework context, to change startup object purpose, we have noticed here properties window, but there is no properties window here. But how to change startup object using .NET Core? You can see here console app 2 is your application name. Expand this drop down list. Okay, once you click on drop down list with the .NET Core, this is the change. This is the way to change startup object. And you can see console app to debug properties is there. Click on this console app to debug properties. And automatically you will be noticed here build option is there. Build option. In the application option. In the application option, you can see target framework 4.0. Not set is there. Your application name is console application 2 dot class 1 I want to run. Save it, then run it. So you will be able to get hello Durga Soft is coming. This is the way to changing startup object from .NET framework to this .NET Core software. So this only changes are there, but rest of the programs and functionality wise and conceptual wise same. So which you want, you can go through it, no issues at all. But I'm going through this one only from today onwards. Okay, I'm showing both options, but I'll go with the .NET Core. And in coming sessions, what new things are there which I found, then I will discuss clearly, no issues at all. Okay. So this is about managing Visual Studio console application creation using .NET Framework, using .NET Core, and some slight changes are there, how to add classes, how to change startup object. Like this, you can keep on continue uh, with our concepts. Okay. So tomorrow onwards, we'll go through uh, concepts wise like data types, operators, control statements, everything we'll discuss from the basic level onwards. Okay. Later we'll go with object-oriented programming after completion of basics of C#. So that's it for today. So I request you to register immediately with Durgasoft team. You can contact them and please register if you really wish to continue the sessions of .NET package codes. Okay. And I will save the recording videos up to now, whatever I discussed. This is the third session. 3 videos are there with me that I would like to share, and along with short copy of material which I have shown in the last session. Okay, please be registered and ask them to give your mail IDs to me. So then I'll start sharing. So have a nice time. If you have any question, you can ask me now. See you tomorrow on same link at same time.